Hey, welcome back to another video. I am just in the middle of spring cleaning today because it is spring and that's what you usually do when you have a little bit of spare time. And I know some people dedicate days for that in their household. We don't have to do that because, you know, the space of a caravan is not comparable to what you have in a house, and I love that fact. But in saying that, you have to clean here and then, like a little bit more thorough than you usually do, and that's what I did today. I decided to clean not only the windows but also the tracks here and the fly screens, and that is because it collects a lot of dust and bugs over time. When we're traveling, I usually do that. Depends on the roads and depends on the areas where we are. Once a week, every 2 weeks, or maybe once a month. Depends on where we are. Depends on how dusty it is. Depends on how many bugs and flies are around, what season we are in. But since we are here in that area now for a few months and we haven't moved due to our work that we are doing at the moment, we do not collect that much dust, and we didn't have much bugs around because it's winter. So basically I'm preparing the van for takeoff in a few weeks time, and yeah, that's what I thought. I just thought like get rid of the dust on the fly screens, because you can see that if you put them up and down and up and down, you start seeing all the dust that is getting caught in the mesh. And usually what I'm doing is I use wet wipes. Any kind, you can use any kind, or even just use a wet cloth or something. But I like to use wet wipes. It's just for me a very nice way to get them clean and then throw them in the bin, because it's not something that you want to collect, that you want to wash down in your drain or something like that. So I'll show you what I collected in the kitchen window, the two side windows on the left and right side of the bed, and already in the bathroom window. That is today's harvest, I would say. I only have one window left, and I'll show you soon, like in a minute, how I do the cleaning on the windows. But first I have to show you what I collected from the other 4 windows already. So here we are. As you can see, it's a lot of dirt, it's a lot of dust, it's a lot of bugs. Yeah, and of course some dog hair, because we have a dog and the hair gets everywhere, basically. Now, I put the camera onto that cabinet and try to find a good angle so I can show you how I clean the window. And this one is the most complicated one, because the hardest one, because this track doesn't open fully because of the bolster here, and the top is pretty much the same like in the kitchen window. So yeah, I'll add the camera to the bottom of the cabinet, and then I am going to show you how I clean my windows, showing you how to access the tracks, how to open the tracks and access the inside, and clean it all out, and clean the mesh and everything, just in case you wondered how to do it on your caravan. If you're new to caravaning, you may have wondered how to do it. If you're a seasoned caravaner, you may know already, but yeah, that is how I do it, and I thought I'd share it with you. So of course the first thing I have to do is to remove the decoration here. I just pull it down halfway for the moment, because that should be enough to access the upper part. Oh my goodness. There's not much space here, as you can see, because of the table. I'm trying to look not too awkward. So what you're doing to actually, what you're doing to open the track is you put your fingers underneath between the cover and the mesh, and then you just pull it towards you with a little bit of force. You need some force, otherwise it won't open, and that releases the cover from the little plastic covers, from the little plastic things here. And then I'm going to put my wipe in here and just go around to the other side. And oops, oh, look at that. That is like a few months of fluff collected while we are staying here. I've done that like 6 or 7 months ago in the upper tracks. I do the lower tracks more often, but the upper tracks, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm not doing that often, because usually they don't collect that much dirt. So you go along here a couple of times and it actually removes all the dust and fluff and everything. And you do the same with the lower part. So once you've done, you just press it back into the position, but that's not what I'm doing now. I'm opening the lower part as well, same way, like that. But as you can see, because of the bolster, it's a bit harder to access. But here at the moment, it looks pretty clean, much cleaner than the tracks on the kitchen window, where we always have the outside light on when it's getting darker, and that's where the bugs come in that area. So just pretty much all I collected from the lower track. But as I said, I do the lower tracks more often than the upper tracks. Maybe in the future I should pay more attention to the upper tracks too. Just covered that. But yeah, these wipes are great to get rid of all this dust and fluff and dirt and fingerprints and I don't know, everything. And also I'm using them to wash off the marks on the blinds, actually, because it works perfectly. And I use them to clean the mesh. Perfect way to clean the mesh. So here we go. I just opened a new package because the other one was empty. And we also use them when we clean the toilets and all this stuff. Of course, everything you can think of that has to be cleaned a little bit more carefully and thoroughly. So the next thing I do is I'm going up along the top here to wash and wipe off the dust here as well. Like that. Cleaning all the corners that I can access. That. And then I pull down the fly screen as much as I can. And I start wiping the fly screen carefully. As you can see, it's getting dirty already. So yeah, this window we haven't had this open so much because that's where I'm sitting in the evening, and it's winter, it's getting cold, it's cold in the evenings, so this window hasn't been open much lately. But usually when the windows are open, that's what you collect within 2 days, not in like months. And on the kitchen and bedroom area under the awning, that's where it is very dusty after a few days already, because it's where we have the windows open mostly all the time. We sleep with open windows, and just to have the airflow going, keep them during daytime open like a little bit. So yeah, that is the that is this window, like the mesh of this from this window. And I'm now ready to close the tracks, and that's pretty much what I'm doing to clean the windows and the tracks. So you just press firmly until you hear the clicks, and everything is done and back in position. And I just put my little decoration up here again, and that's it. So that is basically how easy it is to clean the tracks. You need a bit of force to pull the tracks open, the covers, and you can clean everything. and then just press them back into position until you hear the clicks. Don't be afraid, just give it a force, like use force to pull them open. You won't break them because if something is wrong with the windows and you have to put them into repair or in the Caravan service. That's what they do anyway. So just don't be afraid to use your force to pull them open, clean them out, and press them back into position. It's very easy once you know how to do it. So I hope this video helped you a little bit if you're new and you didn't know how to. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.